we have a kind of fantasy that we could make it out of life alive, that we could be satisfied, that we could escape death and loss and pain and suffering. But that's not the case. Even under the very best possible circumstances, I'm going to get sick and grow old and die, and the people I love will die, and I will either slowly or quickly lose everyone and everything. And if I hold on to the fantasy that somehow I could beat the odds and avoid all of this loss, then I'll be left not only with the loss, but all of the shame and fear and frustration that comes from trying to do something that cannot be done. Whereas on the other hand, as Jesus demonstrates, right, the only possible path forward is through that loss, not around it. And the only possible path forward is for me to continually transfigure all of that loss into willing sacrifice, right? Willing sacrifice that takes the form of love, that takes the form of transforming those losses into gifts, to giving other people what they need in the face of my own inevitable failing and frailty. And I think really that's, in lots of places, that's what's at stake in intimacy, maybe in a very especially pointed way in a marriage, right? Where sexual intimacy is the time and the place where it's least possible to pretend that we aren't frail, that we aren't sick, that we aren't getting old, that we aren't dying, that we aren't at the mercy of passions that we can hardly control and don't hardly understand. But that it is possible in the midst of all of those things to nonetheless share with each other the intimacy of being in that, right? Of being in our lives as they pass away, of sharing the mystery rather than eradicating it.